Namo Phat. Good morning. Thanks for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The first mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of people, animals, plants, and minerals. I am determined not to kill, not to let others kill, and not to condone any act of killing in the world, in my thinking, or in my way of life. For our Dharma lessons, we're reading Ajahn Amaro's book, Catastrophe, Apostrophe. This morning we have a section on exiting the cycle. We make the shift from the mind being entangled and absorbed in what we desire or fear or what we're irritated by. We let go of the content of the object and turn attention back to the attitude of the subject, and thus to the recognition of dukkha. This is the first exit point from the cycle of addiction, the wheel of birth and death. This first exit point is thus directly related to the first noble truth. If you have a sensation of lack, this is a kind of dukkha. If you then reach into the fridge to take some ice cream, the craving has arisen conditioned by that dukkha. It is the wheel turning, the cycle of addiction and compulsion continuing. This is exactly it. When you have a feeling that you are incomplete, unsettled, unhappy, frazzled, lonely, that is the mind affected by Sokha Paradeva Dukkha Domanas Upayasa. That feeling of lack is felt as genuine to the degree that there is ignorance, avijja. If the ignorance goes unchallenged, then we believe, I am lacking something, I need something. That belief is being fed because of ignorance. It is taken as real. I do need something. I am lacking. As long as ignorance is strong, the whole cycle starts again. But if the dukkha is recognized, apprehended, this is the feeling of being incomplete. This is the feeling of lack. This is the feeling of really wanting something even though I don't know what I want. If that feeling is recognized, then it doesn't have to be believed in. The heart can respond mindfully to it, rather than to blindly react. That is the exit point. When we recognize dukkha, there is also the recognition that dukkha has a cause. This is the second noble truth. When we acknowledge the feeling of dukkha, this leads to the arising of faith, saddha, because there is intuitive wisdom telling us that this can't be the whole story. There has to be a way beyond this. If that faith is acted upon, then the doors to the deathless are opened. In one particular teaching called the proximate cause, the Buddha describes how that faith then gives rise to gladness, pamuja, a kind of delight in the heart. Hooray, there's a way out. That delight leads to rapture, piti, tranquility, passaddhi, and then to happiness, a settling of the mind, a deep contentment, sukha. When there is relaxation of body and mind and the quality of calmness and contentment, that creates the basis for concentration, samadhi. It is easy to concentrate the mind when you are content with how things are. For example, if you are content with being where you are right now, your mind is not creating the idea of being somewhere else. There are not any restless feelings that need to be quelled. Then, when the mind is concentrated, when it pays attention to the present moment, it is easy and natural for the quality of insight and wisdom to arise. yata bhutanana dasana. When insight arises, there is a direct understanding of the way things are. There's a natural arising of coolness of heart, nibbida. The heart lets go of its habits of attachment, viraga, which leads to liberation, vimutti, culminating in full enlightenment, also known as the stopping of the outflows, asavakaya. This is a consummation of the development of wisdom and contemplation. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be at peace. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thanks for joining me today.